As I said at the end of my Breaking Bad reviews, I said there has to be a point where something you really love has to come to an end and you need to move on to the very next chapter. The Walking Dead, although this is the final season, it didn't do that. I mean, seriously, guys, what is the point of the next three shows? I can understand the Rick and Michonne show, but what is the point of the other two? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. The Walking Dead season 11, the final season, allegedly. I mean, we still have another show to go through, and I still do not know why. But anyway, in this season, we dive in a little bit more with the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth is basically this new place with a bunch of survivors. It's pretty big, it's pretty large, and it's got a very big corrupt system run by this woman that you can tell that she has some shady business, and her piece of crap sons. I really did not like her children. I just did not. But anyway, you can actually recognize the Commonwealth due to the fact that their soldiers have armor on them. Armor that kind of makes them look like stormtroopers. Stormtroopers with better aim, of course. And, okay, I'm just going to say this right now. This season of The Walking Dead went through an era of Hollywood that we like to call the woke era. And everything got too political. Everything just had to be this and that and just the craziness all around. It was not a fun time, and we're still living in bits and pieces of it. There's a reason why not a lot of people are watching stuff from Hollywood anymore. And there are a lot of moments in this season where, yeah, they are pointing it out. Here's the whole political speeches and all that nonsense. But anyway, they do add into a lot of things that I did enjoy out of this season. I mean, I never actually thought I would say this in a million years, but Maggie and Negan in the same scenes together kind of bring up the best moments in this season. In the very first episode, she is leading them down this subway tunnel, and Negan is trying to give them advice and all such because it's not exactly a safe place. Nobody is listening to him, but they're listening to Maggie. And he has one of the best speeches down there. He says, "Oh, she doesn't want me to come along. She wants me to die. She probably just led me here to die." And when the walkers finally do come, and it's just him and Maggie, he actually leaves her behind, and leaves her behind, basically abandons her. And then she shows up later on a train and tells the whole group what Negan did. And they all turn on him. And in that very same scene, one of their group members is outside on the train. The walkers are just like way back in the tunnel, and they're not fast movers. And all they have to do is go over there, open up the door, get him in, close it. That's that. But Maggie says, no, we are not getting him. We are standing our ground. So it's basically she abandoned him. Even I didn't like the guy in the first place, especially some actions he did in the previous season. But come on, you are such a hypocrite. You were literally yelling at Negan for doing that exact same thing. And it all leads to really what Maggie wanted to hear out of Negan, and it's basically about Glenn's death, and I think they wrapped that up perfectly. I thought that was pretty good because what did you expect? What did you expect it was going to be in the end? Them holding hands, becoming best friends, and singing "Kumbaya"? It's not going to happen. But it was good to finally see that moment of closure. So I thought that part of the season was pretty good. And one thing I do notice is that Daryl and Judith have basically taken the place of Rick and Carl. Rick and Carl were supposed to be still around in the show at this time. They were supposed to be in the Commonwealth. They're supposedly the ones that show the Commonwealth what type of system that they are living in, leading to what I could say was the most shocking moment in the comic book was one of the kids. One of the kids shooting Rick. Spoiler alert: Rick dies in the comic book. And that was actually a very emotional moment. So if Daryl was taking the place of Rick in this season, then Daryl should have actually died in the end. But due to the fact that Daryl is just way too popular, they decided to scrap that idea entirely and all such. And I do love the fact that the stuff that Rick and the group have done throughout the years, and the choices that they make are somehow make a comeback in this season. Like, for example, they don't kill like the main bad guys. They put him in prison, like they did with Negan, and look how that turned out. So I gotta say my big feeling about season 11, it's not really like the satisfaction of closure. It's not really like disappointment like I was when I was watching Game of Thrones. No, it was more like I just want to be done with this. So I don't really have really big feelings about this season. The only thing I was really thinking about was I just want to wrap this up, because as I have said before in previous reviews, that there comes a point in this show where people have found their ending. Me, I found my ending when Negan was finally defeated. So a lot of events that happened afterwards, especially after Andrew Lincoln left the show, I just did not find that interest in there. I am glad that I was able to see season 10 and enjoy it. But as for season 11, it was just not one of my favorite seasons. Not one of the worst seasons, of course. And yeah, not even close to one of the worst seasons. It's not one of the best seasons. It's just in the middle. It's alright for what it is, but all intents and purposes, it doesn't feel like an ending due to the fact that they're just releasing even more Walking Dead TV shows now. So it doesn't feel like a conclusion that I could be satisfied with. So those are my problems and gripes about The Walking Dead Season 11. There are good moments in this, like the final episode, one of the best episodes that I could think of in this season. But I'm just going to say this right now, with The Walking Dead Season 11, I'd say it's worth watching at least once. So that's what it is. It's not a satisfying ending like Breaking Bad was. It's not a bad ending like Game of Thrones was. It's just one of those shows where you're like, okay, it's over. I can move on. And those are my thoughts on The Walking Dead Season 11. If I missed anything or you want to hear more, then comment that down below. Also, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video.